Peace be to you all. Assalamu alaikum. Omar here. Power walk today. I wanted to talk to you guys briefly about how to cope with grief, and if you're a clinician, a healthcare provider, how to help people deal with their grief. And this topic just came to me because as I was walking up the street, I saw this young lady sitting in front of her house. She was on her cell phone, and I heard her screaming suddenly. It's this blood-curdling scream, and slapping her knees, saying, "No, no, no!" And she ran across the street to catch this bus. And I thought to myself, oh man, I already know what happened. Most likely, somebody to whom she was really close died, probably unexpectedly. And those are the screams of grief. Trust me, if you spend a certain amount of time in the emergency room, the trauma bay, the ICU, you'll recognize the scream immediately. It's a particular type of blood-curdling scream, almost always done by women, and it's just heart-wrenching because you feel that. You feel so bad for the person, but there's nothing you can do for them to ease their grief. You know, maybe prayer, if they're amenable to that. But in that moment of grief, they're inconsolable. And I've seen this far too often, you know, in my training. When I was at DC General Hospital, I'm here in DC, there was, you know, the homeboys, my wayward brothers, young black guys shooting each other up. And for some reason, I found myself in the predicament of always having to being the one that would typically give this bad news. I'm sorry, ma'am, your son didn't make it. Or nobody had told the parent that their son was even in the hospital. They come rushing there saying, my son's here. They said, my son's here. You know, his name is such and such. I'm Mr. So-and-so. And you're like, oh my God, we just pronounced this guy dead. And you hear the screams of the mother, you know, or it's a car accident or some kind of motor vehicle accident. And it's too horrible. You know, I heard it when I was a hospitalist, working as a hospitalist in the, you know, people would code in the ICUs and on the floor. And, you know, the best thing you can do, I think, is maybe, if you're a healthcare provider, try to be just present in the moment. Don't try to calm the person down. Sometimes, yeah, tell that person, calm down. Just calm down. Pull yourself together. Have a stiff upper lip, as the British say. But they're not going to hear all that, you know. They're in that moment of unspeakable grief. You know, my family just celebrated my middle son becoming an Eagle Scout for the Boy Scouts of America. And he's going through college now, so we're so proud of him, as we are of all of our kids. But I can't imagine him, you know, dying in a car accident now or something, or getting shot by one of these knuckleheads out here. That would just destroy me. But my wife even more so, because she's, you know, she carried him in her womb. One bug. But these are the things that happen in life, you know. As a Muslim, I believe that, you know, God tests us. He tests us with loss of wealth and health and loss of life, the fruits of our labor. So we don't know when the test comes. It's a pop test or a pop quiz. So all I can do is pray for that young lady that I saw, and hope that God eases her broken heart and gives her solace. But, you know, as a clinician, just kind of stand there and be there for the person. If they need somebody to physically support them, so if they collapse, be there to ease them to the floor, or guide them to a chair. I've done that before. I learned the hard way to be ready for a person to collapse. I told this woman that her sister died in the ER and she wasn't expecting it. She just dropped to the ground. She fainted actually right in front of me, and she did it so fast I didn't catch her. So I learned from that to try to be ready to guide the person to the ground if they collapse. One man, I just sat with him for a while. His wife died, and it's really sad because he loved us so much. And I just sat with him until his other family members came. I didn't say anything. But that's it for now, guys. You know, for those of you guys that want to be clinicians, these bugs are coming after me. That want to be PAs like me, physician associate, understand what you're getting into. It's going to be a bit different from anything you've ever done. If you were a nurse before this, or you know, maybe a tech or something, or certified nursing assistant, that nature, or phlebotomist, understand you may be the one who is tasked with giving that horrific news that a family member's loved one died, sometimes unexpectedly. So no class can really prepare you to be on the receiving end of that grief, you know, which is often displayed in many ways. So it can be crying or rage sometimes. The person may lash out at you. Would y'all let her die? She's 98 years old. You know, I had that conversation with people before. And not to be dismissive, but you know, everybody displays their grief differently. All right, guys. I wish you guys the best of success in your positive endeavors. I usually don't try to stop mixing up my walks with PA stuff, but you know, I was so touched by that young lady's sorrow. You can reach me on email if you need shadowing hours, or if you want some mentorship on how to be a PA. It's a great profession. I've been doing it for more than 20 years. I would not have stayed in it if I did not like it. All right, take care. Peace.